Hey guys, it's Ebony with another episode of RnB Vibes, and I am with someone that I have quickly become a fan of, Millie Roze.
Hello, excited to be here.
It is,
honored to be here.
girl, your music. Can I just say you really do some chart hitting type of sound, like chart hitting type of music. It's insane how good you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, can you tell me the whole process in Millie Roze? Who is she?
Yes.
Where did she come from?
Yes.
All of that. Give me your story.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was raised here in Nashville, Tennessee, mostly in the Antioch area. I began doing music at the age of 13. I was actually in a singing group first, and that's how I was introduced to what I would like to call, the music industry side, like being in a studio for the first time. That was when I fell in love with being an artist and songwriting. So I decided I'm going to dedicate my life to music and studying music, and I decided to go to W.O. Smith Music School, which I highly advocate for. As a child, I went there. It's a school still here for children. I took piano and voice there, and I went to college for audio production because I wanted to learn how to produce. I really wanted to know what was going on behind the board. Like, I wanted to walk into a studio and know what was going on and how making a record happens. So I went to college for producing and started investing in building my own home studio and really writing and producing my own music. I did collaborate a lot after college with different producers here in Nashville. Very grateful for a group called Bio, who did a song with me called Lonely Summer, which is actually one of the biggest songs that I have on Spotify. It's almost at 1 million plays right now.
Yeah.
But aside from collaborating, I really liked, getting in a room by myself, sitting down, making a whole record from scratch, every lyric, every sound on my own. It was just really important that I learned how to do that. So I released a couple self-produced EPs a little bit after college, and we're still going, still making music, still collaborating.
Yeah.
But a little bit after the pandemic, I went through a lot of emotional and mental hardship, and I started learning about meditation and the power of music and how music can really be used to help you in so many ways, your mind, body, and your spirit. So I bought my first sound bowl.
I saw it's a process. Oh,
Yeah.
It's called sound healing or
Yes.
sound. Okay, what is that?
Yes. Well, sound healing or a sound journey or a sound bath, it's just utilizing music or instruments to help ground you, to help bring you into your body. It can also be used as a form of meditation. But the idea is just that music can be used as a tool for healing. I really think that it's sort of an ancient practice too. Like a lot of different cultures all over the world have used music in different ways to help them holistically or help them connect to the land. So it is a new age thing to see a sound bowl, but the idea of sound healing is very ancient, and I'm very glad that it found me because it has helped me a lot through my journey as an artist. Being in the music industry so young was really hard for me.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of competitive avenues or a lot of things that are telling you what to be or how to be or who to be. But getting into meditation and learning about sound healing has really helped me quite a lot. So I'd get my first sound bowl, I'd go in the studio room, I'd play it and meditate to it. And I was like, whoa, I've played music a lot of my life, but I never realized that music is actually very healing. How can I blend both worlds? And so I began sort of blending them together. I still, make R&B music and love to sing and perform, but on the side of that, I created a business called Roze Sound Alchemy, and I host sound baths here for the community. I was at the Nashville Public Library. We're going to start doing those again later in the summer. But right now I'm at a place called Mindful Nashville, and we host sound baths there twice a month on Sundays.
See, what you put me on game to is the power of frequencies, the power of how a certain note or a sound can actually bring not just a healing process, but it can bring resolution. It can bring understanding of self. I didn't know that. But when you listen to music all the time, you feel something. You're either happy or, you're like, hey, I'm feeling myself. This is my era. This is my vibe. Or you're able to say, I have realized I don't want this man. I don't want this person in my life. And it's kind of the same when it comes to sound therapy in a sense. You're able to hear something that resonates to you in a whole nother way and get kind of cleansed from it, right?
Right.
Okay, well, thank you for putting me on game to it. I want to go back though into how you was dealing with. You said you was dealing with some depression or mental situation. Like, what was going on?
Yeah, it was a lot of anxiety at
Okay.
the time, especially coming out of the pandemic. I just, I was actually a frontline worker at the time. I worked at a bank full time
Oh
while I
wow.
was pregnant with my daughter. And so I had to go into work every day.
Mm-hmm.
I was an essential worker, is what it was considered. And, I wanted to do music full time. I wanted to be, on stages and doing, but I just couldn't in the position I was at the time in my life. And it was just really hard on my mental state. And getting into sound healing also helped me, play with music again, learning that it can be fun, it can be creative, it can be healing. It doesn't have to feel so mundane or like it's a job or like you have to be at the top. It's more so about the creative aspect of it. But yeah, during that time, I just started questioning a lot of things like, wow, I've been doing music since I was 13 and I don't know if I am exactly where I want to be yet, But I had to shift my perspective and say, hey, it's not about that. It's about having fun. You are where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, you
And
have
yeah.
you posted something on your Instagram that I really liked. It was a phrase, and I don't know if you remember it, but it was about self worth, and productivity. How we confuse the two. We think that if we're productive or whatever, that equates to our self worth, and it's not. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think that when it comes to being a musician or creative, we're told to like keep working, working, working.
Yeah.
It can get tiring too if you feel like you've done everything that you can. Even any type of artist, really, or creative. And if you feel like you haven't gotten to where you would like to be, it can sort of be exhausting on your mental state. And for me, it definitely was. And I think that it's really important to shift the perspective and just be more present in where you are, because that will show you, hey, I am where I'm supposed to be. Because it's not necessarily about, comparing yourself to the world and what they're telling you to be or where to be, but more so about, wow, I have the ability to create. I have the ability to play with music and to have fun, or to be an artist, or to have the supplies to paint, because it's a blank canvas. And who says that the lines have to be a certain way?
Hey, what you said?
Yeah, so, just being present and loving what you do is really important.
I think that as you love what you do and you get into especially in this industry, you go a little further, you get kind of lost, as you talked about the comparison, the challenge of having to always look at the other side of the lane and say, are they driving the same car I'm driving? Do we do the same thing? It gets difficult.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad that you found yourself in a way to where you don't have to worry about any of that anymore. So what is your advice to those that are still dealing with that? They're still dealing with that comparison, and they've even one point were able to not do it anymore. They were able to say, hey, I am focusing on myself. And then they said, they still doing what I'm doing. What's your advice to them?
My advice, which is something I think about often that's helped me, is that there is only one you. There might be multiple avenues of creation, and there might be, an R&B lane, there might be a hip hop lane, or a certain style that somebody wears, but there's only one you. So sticking to your individuality and what you love to do and your voice, there's only one of you with your voice, your authenticity, just being you to the highest that you can be. You don't have to worry about that.
You're
What's
right.
meant for you will come to you in due time. And I still struggle with that today. It is a work in progress. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect,
That's
but
okay. Yeah.
it helps to sort of remember, there is only one me, and I need to just be myself and keep going.
No, I have the same thing. After so many times in this lane, I have to tell myself, I am me. There's only one Ebony. There's only one you. You can't sit there and say that this journey that's for you has to be manipulated by somebody else's. That's not how that happens.
Right.
There's a destiny for you, a pathway already set for you. You just got to keep walking in it.
Yeah.
If you get distracted, if you get lost, you lose sight of your own path. So, such a great message. So now let's get into some music.
Okay.
Because, girl, let me tell you the songs that got me, chokehold. This is the songs that I'm stuck on. It is going to be Freedom
Okay.
trust me. Honest. Oh my gosh. When I tell y'all Honest, put that song on replay, okay? And then you have another one, I think it's Connections. That do a whole dance to. Okay, that's a dance. That's a beautiful. It's a wonderful song.
Thank you.
You have some amazing hits right here. So talk to me about Freedom, because Freedom seems to be the one that was. There's just so much to it. People are still connecting with it even today. And it was what, 3 years ago, I think, that you did it.
Yeah, it's coming up on. Yeah, it's been about 3 years. Wow, it's crazy. Time flies. Yes, I love too that all the records that you named, well, most of them, other than Honest, were all self-produced.
Oh, wow.
Studio, everything vocal produced. It was just me in the studio, in my studio room upstairs in my house by myself, even the mixing.
Well, girl, congratulations to you. Let's just give a round of applause to you on that one, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is a real situation. You do your thing.
Yeah, Freedom took me a long time, and I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs. Because of the message behind it is so much about just finding yourself and your freedom and who you are. And it has, some sass to it, like talking to somebody about, if you didn't see it, it's okay. And then Honest was co-written by Brooke Alex. She's a pop artist here in Nashville. And then, Connections as well, self-produced. That one's an older one, though. That one's more than 3 years.
Really? That one is okay.
Yeah.
I loved it.
One, yeah.
It's a good one. And then you have right now your latest single, Wait.
Wait.
Where did that come from? Because it seems like a relationship type of song.
Yeah. So that one actually sat in my hard drive for like 5 years.
Oh. Why?
And, that happens a lot where music will just sit there and I'll be like, I don't know if I should put this out. I don't know if it's the time yet. But I went back and listened to it shortly before I released it and was like, no, I need to put this out. And it was produced by Sammy Martin. It's a producer here in Nashville. We both also co-wrote it. And it is just about, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait anymore on that special someone. Sometimes you got to move on and know it's your time. And that's how I felt at the time when I wrote it. And I figured more people would resonate with it too, because I released it during Valentine's Day.
So do you feel like when you sing it, are you thinking about that past situation that happened? Does it feel different singing it now versus when you wrote it back then?
It doesn't feel different just because I can put myself back into that place. I felt those feelings. I've been there, and that's too what I love about creating or writing music, is because sometimes it might not be exactly what's going on in your life right now, but you can still put yourself in that position because you've been there. You've had those feelings before, and that's what's so fun about writing and creating for me is, putting yourself back in that place. It's sort of healing in a way.
Yeah. It's healing. And the response back for Wait has been amazing. It seems like everybody's like, why are you sitting on this treasure? Why did you sit on it for so long? Yeah. And now here we are with it. So where are you taking your listeners now? What is the journey that you want them to be on in this era that you're in?
Yes. Right now I am working on an EP with a good friend of mine, Alan Salmon. We're looking at releasing that music later this year. It does blend the both worlds of the sound healing and the empowerment. It is mostly an R&B EP, so I'm so excited to put that out. My goal right now and where I am is to find ways to blend both worlds, but still play a little.
Yeah.
Still not make it so much about the healing aspect, but also have fun with creating and being myself. And I was really inspired by Brandy growing up. And so putting those harmonies and vocal productions into what I'm creating now was really important for me as well. And then also putting aspects of the music I grew up listening to from my mom, because my mom spent a lot of time in San Francisco by like Haight-Ashbury. And she was very much inspired by early rock music and Jimi Hendrix and Heart and some of that the 70s style music. So we have like a little blend of, some psychedelic sounds in the album as well, which I think will be really cool with the sound bowls. So really excited to put that out.
Okay. Now, do you feel like, is it different when you produce your music by yourself versus with someone else? Does it feel a little weird, or how does that feel?
Yes, it feels different. It's a whole different
Yeah.
thing, and it's harder. I would say it takes me longer because, of course, I'm in there by myself, and I don't have that second ear to kind of say, hey, I don't know about that. So sometimes I'll go to my friends and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Or I'll ask my husband, like, hey, what do you think about this? I do have some help here and there, but it takes me a lot longer than when I collaborate. So I haven't done it as much lately. The by myself stuff, I've taken a little bit of a break on it just because it's a lot.
But it is cool that you can do it. I mean, you could do it all, from the voice to the production to the engineering, everything. And now you even got your little girl who's got into it too. Am I correct? Because I think I heard something where her voice was kind of in the background.
Yes.
How you got her interested in this?
Yes. Well, she was like 2 when I put out Sacral Power.
Yeah.
Her voice is at the end of it. And the reason her voice is in there is because I was in the studio room by myself producing, and it's really hard at that age when they're that little to keep them out of the room. She was just trying to come in. So I was like, you know what? Just go ahead and come in. What do you want to say? Say something on the mic. And she was like, I love you. And I was like, oh, that's going in the song. That's going in the song.
Yes.
So she just became a part of it and kind of let herself in the room, and it just happened that way. And I listen to that song and cry because it reminds me of when she was that little. She's 5 now, about to be 6. So, they grow so fast.
They do. But how has it been introducing? Because, you got into sound therapy, or sound healing, and all of that a little later on in your life. And you're introducing it to her early. How has that process been?
She's really interested in it, a little curious about it. She likes playing with the sound bowls, you know. But at that age, it is a little harder for them to sit still. So we find different avenues and things where she can, have fun and play with them. So she's more of like the drum. She likes drums, banging on things.
So she likes loud noises.
Playing. But she'll sit and play with the sound bowls too. I'm hoping when she gets a little bit older that she can start playing with them and singing along with them too. Because I think using your voice as a healing instrument is very prominent and important.
Well, I think it's cool that you're teaching her a form of expression that a lot of people don't know about. And on top of that, various ways of expression. You can either talk, you can dance, you can move, you can make a sound. There's so much that you can do in order to have liberation of self and what you got going on. Right. So I just love the introduction. I wish you brought a sound thing with you. I'm like, I want to give people a little bit of some sound therapy or sound healing right now. Do you have some kind of mantra, something that you say or do right here that you can just give to people?
Sure. Let me think of them. There's so many mantras or affirmations that I say throughout the day. I'm trying to think of one. You're putting me on the spot.
I did.
It's hard. It's hard.
Listen.
Okay. It's okay. It's going to come to me. Okay. This is one. I am who I am, and that is enough.
That was good. I am who I am, and that is enough. That is enough. I don't have to fit to no one else's standards, fit to no one else's rules.
Amen. Yep.
I can really be all of me.
Yes.
And if someone does not like it, forget them. Not that forget them. You just change forget them to the other word. I'm trying to be clean, but you got me. That is a beautiful message. You are enough. You are. You're an amazing artist. I am blessed to have known you. And I just thank you for sharing yourself with us today.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor to meet you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, y'all. Make sure you connect with her. And how can they connect with you on social media, of course?
My Instagram is at Millie Roze, MILLYROZE. Want to check out my TikTok? It's the same, Millie Roze. YouTube's the same. Also, check out my website, millierose.com. On there, I have events and sound baths that I host twice a month and different shows and things if you want to come out. I also just began selling sound healing instruments. I am a certified dealer with Sonic Energy. So if you're looking to expand your instrument collection as a practitioner, or even just a person just wants to have a sound bowl at home, contact me and I'd love to to help you and assist you.
Yeah. And don't forget, she just released her sound. It's a sound therapy soundtrack. You just released that too on Spotify, right?
I did.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So y'all make sure you go and get that too. And literally, the way I listened to it was I just turned everything off and I turned it on, and I was just like really able to meditate and think and kind of go through what I was trying to. I have situations going on in my life, and I forget to take time to think about it, to really take time and find a better way of dealing with things. And this will allow you to do that. So make sure you listen. We're going to be playing Freedom. We're going to play Wait. I'm so excited to play that. And y'all get ready for her, because this girl right here, she's going to heal the world. All right?
Thank you.
I'm Ebony with Millie Roze. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.